Hey everyone, myself Bhavya Goyal, a student at IIT Gandhinagar. I welcome you at CodeChef and let's have a look at this question.
Today's question is burglar move, right? So in this question, there's a row of n houses numbered 1 to n. The ith house has a of I coins in it, and there's a burglar initially at house F. Now each day the burglar can do exactly one of the following actions. So there are four possible actions, and burglar can do exactly one of these four possible actions. So the first possibility is that on that particular day he does nothing, he stays at wherever he is. Or if x is greater than 1, he moves to the x house x minus 1. So if he's at our house x, he goes to x minus 1. Or he goes to house x plus 1 if it is possible to do. So if x is greater than 1, he'll go to he can go to x minus 1. And if x is less than n, he can go to x plus 1. And the last option is he can choose to rob the house x. So he's at house x, he can rob the house x and he'll get a of x coins for robbing this house. Right. Now he can rob a house exactly one time. So if X has already been robbed, he cannot choose to rob the house again. So money will not magically come back to the house again so that he can rob it again. So once he has robbed it, the money in that house will become zero and he'll not be able to rob that particular house again. Now the burglar has a total number of 8 days with him where all the homeowners have gone somewhere. Therefore, the goal of the burglar is to try to earn as much coins as possible in this time. Now we need to find out the maximum coin burglar can earn if he is starting at house 1, 2, and dot 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 all the way till end. So if he is starting at any of the houses, we need to tell that what are the maximum number of coins that burglar can earn. Now let's see the constraints once. So in the first line, we are given the number of test cases which will be in between 1 and 100. In the second line, we are given the value of n, which is the total number of houses. The third line contains the second line itself contains the integer k, which will be in between 1 and 3n. And the second line for each test case will contain all the integers a of I, which will be in between 1 and 10 to the power 5. Now the sum of n over all the test cases will never exceed 3000. So seeing the constraints, we can say that the expected time complexities may be of something like order of nk, because n into k would be less than equal to 10 to the power 8, or it can also be order of n squared or something like this, right? Something like some quadratic time complexity like this, right? Now let's see the sample inputs once. In the first input, we have three houses, two number of these, and this is the amount of money that each house have. So let's say the burglar is starting from this house one. So if he's starting from house one, the most optimal strategy for him is go right, which will take 1 day, and rob this house four. So he'll get a total of 4 points. If he's starting from this house, his best strategy is to go here and rob this house, which would give him 5 points. And the last is he's at house three, he'll just rob the house three and stay there, and he'll get 5 coins. Now this is the second input here. If the burglar is starting at house one, the best strategy is he rob this house, so he'll have 1 coin. He goes right and rob this house, so he'll have a total of 1 plus 4, which is 5 coins. If he's starting from this index, the best is he goes right, and he robs this, so he'll get 15 coins in 3 days. If he's starting from here, he can rob this house, go right, and rob this house as well, so he'll get 18 coins in 3 days. If he's starting from this house, he'll rob this, go here, rob this. So he'll have 22 coins in exactly 3 days. Similarly, if he's starting at this house, he'll rob this house, go left and rob this house, and he'll have again 22 coins. So this is how we can have this as the answer, and last test case, you can just write out yourself and we'll move to the solution. Okay, so let's try to make some observations first before proceeding to like the optimal solution. So let's say the burglar is at some particular house. What would be like his ideal strategy? So if let's say he's going right for some time and then he comes back to some index and then he goes right, will it ever be optimal for the burglar to do so? No, right? Because if he's going right and then coming left and then going right again, that means he could have like, oh, okay, so let's just draw it over here. He's going right over here. He's coming back and then he's going right. So how many days will it take for him to do this? One, two, coming back, three, going and going. So 5 days, right? And ultimately he's at house eight by the end of the trip, right? But what better he could have done is he just goes right, right, and right, and it would have taken him 3 days to reach here, and he has 2 extra days to do whatever he wishes to, right? So this kind of path is never optimal, right? So what he'll be doing is he'll be going right until some point, then come left, and then just keep going left. Or the other optimal path might be he goes left, he comes back to this point and goes right again, right? So let's say like these two elements have some infinite amount of points and rest everything have one box, right? So the optimal path which he'll try to follow is something like this, right? Goes here, gets this money, and then comes in and then gets this money. So something of this sort would be like the optimal strategy for the burglar, right? It'll never be like going right, going back, and then going away, right? So any optimal strategy would be, or any optimal path would be, so I think I should write optimal over here. So any optimal path would be go right and then go left, or go left and then go right. That's it, right? So, for example, like if this is the total number of houses, he's starting at this house 6. He'll go left. He can go left for 2 days. He can come back at this house for 2 days, and then he can go right at this house for three number of days. Now, what is the total cost? And then he's robbing some house. Let's say he robbed this and this house. So we have like two for going left, two for going right, and then three for going right again. And he robbed two houses. So the cost of robbing, or the like number of days of robbing, would be 2. So in total, he required 9 days for this particular strategy. And if 9 is less than or equal to k, then this particular strategy that the burglar followed is a valid strategy, right? So this is something which burglar can do, right? So if let's say we know, or we somehow compute that if I'm going here and coming back here, then what is the maximum number of coins I can get, given I have total some k number of days, and I go here after that only in the right, and then what are the maximum number of coins that I can have in some k minus x days. Right. So if I'm going left and coming back, and I can calculate in constant time that what is the maximum number of coins I can have in X days if I go left and come back here. And what are the maximum number of coins I can have in like K minus X minus 1 or something like that number of days if I go only to the left. So that I can add my answer, I can try out for all the possible X and I can have my answer, right? So that's pretty much what we're going to do. And let's say we already know the answer, right? So let's say some DP table stores that what is going to be the answer if I'm going to a round trip, and what is the maximum points I can get if I'm going only to the right. So let's say those two things are stored in these two DP values, right? For now, let's assume that. And assuming that we know these two DP values, can we calculate the final answer? So first of all, what DP1 will store? It will store the maximum points that we can have by going only straight in either of the left or the right direction. And DP2 will store the maximum points we can have by going only left or only right and then coming back to the particular index. So DP2 will store a path like this, and DP1 will store a path only to the left or only to the right, and DP2 will store a particular path like this. So what are the maximum number of points I can have by a round? So given these DP1 and DP2, how to calculate the answer for some starting index? So let's say this is some starting index I. We know that we have a total number of k days. So let's say for X number of days, I'm doing the round trip. And then for the rest of the trips, like for the rest of the days, I'm going only to the left. And how many days are left? K minus X minus 1, right? Because K minus X days are left. And one day it will take go to I minus 1 days. Similarly, the other possible thing is we go left first and then right. So in this kind of scenario, let's say we're going for the round trip of a total of X, with the total of X as a total allowed number of days. So what are the maximum number of points I can have? So we'll go left, we'll come back here, and then we'll have to go to right for at least one. So we'll have K minus X minus 1 number of days left to explore the right part, right? And then go straight to the right. So our final answer will be the max of these two possible paths, which formally are nothing but dp2 of ix going to the left direction, right? So we are starting from index I, going towards the left for x number of days, and then dp1 of I plus 1. So we're starting from this I plus 1, k minus x minus 1, right? And we are just doing this so that this index I is not counted to us. So we have to make sure that we have I and I plus 1 here. Otherwise, if we just had I and I here and not this minus one here, then this I could have been counted twice, which would have given us wrong answer, right? Now, similarly, for the above path, we have an option to go to the right, have a round trip, and then go to the left, like this. Right. Now, the time complexity of calculating this across all I comma x or I comma k pairs would be order of nk. Given that I can calculate this dp in constant time, right? These dp tables are already pre-computed for this. Now, how would we calculate these dp1 and dp2? So that is pretty easy. We have to just simulate these processes. So I'll just copy paste it. Yeah. So I'll paste it over here. So, okay. Yep. Yep. So, okay, let's first of all see the DP1, which is only going to the right. So the first option that we have is do nothing. So we'll stay at index height we had, and okay, we're like costing for 1 day, so our k would decrease by 1, and we'll go to whatever direction we were doing. Right, so this direction would remain the same. The other option is we move to the house x minus 1. So if we're going to left house, that is when it would be considered. So DP1 would be I plus minus 1. So if you're going to the left, it would be I minus 1. Or if the direction is equal to go right, then it would be I plus 1, depending upon the direction. And it would be k minus 1 because we're going for like 1 day. It will take 1 day to go to the left house. And the direction would remain the same. And the last option over here is we go to the left house and we also calculate or get whatever is there at the ith house, right? So the ith house is getting wrong. So we're robbing the ith house and then going to left on to the right addition. So it would be I plus minus 1, k minus 2 and direction. K minus 2 because we're going either left or right, and we're also robbing the mouse. Now let's see what happens if we are having a round trip, so DP2. So again, let's see the first thing. So first thing is we do nothing, right? We do nothing. So if we're doing nothing, it would be simply DP2 of ik minus 1 and direction, whatever it is. Otherwise, we'll be going to either left or right. So DP2 of I plus minus 1. Now here we are doing k minus 2 instead of k minus 1. Why? Because if I am at some index I, I'm going back and then I also need to come back here, right? So I need to have at least like 2 days if I'm doing something like this, and direction will be whatever direction it is. So if I'm going left, just keep going left and do k minus 2 so that we are also encountering for coming back to this index. And the third option is we also collect the money, so it would become k minus 3 plus minus whatever it is, going to the left or to the right direction and this direction. So this is pretty much how we'll calculate the DP tables. The base case is pretty obvious. If k is equal to 0, the answer would be 0 because we do not have any number of days left. And how can we calculate the answer? So we can run a loop of k first. So k from 1 to like or 0 to k. Then there can be a loop for this I value from 1 to n. And then there can be a direction loop, which should be 0 or 1. And then inside this, we can have just dpi right? So this is pretty much how we can calculate the answer. What is going to be the time complexity of each of these two things, order of nk, right? Or maybe 2nk, which would be order of nk only. And what would be the overall time complexity, order of nk only. Right, so this is pretty much the whole solution. Now let's move to the code in C++. So we have over here defined everything globally. So nk and a and the dprs are defined with n equal to 9005 because n can be up till 3k and n is 3000. Now over here we are calling the solve function for every test case. We're taking the input of n and k. We are doing the base case thing. So we're defining everything or initializing everything in series. We are running a loop of k from 1 to k and then I from 1 to n. Now over here, we're just going to the right direction only. So an alternate way could have been we run another loop for direction and put in direction at all of these third indices, but it's pretty much the same thing. So the first possibility is do nothing. The second is max of whatever is inside this, comma, I plus 1j minus 1, 1. So we go to the right. We go to the right and we also drop the ith house. Now the second one is we are going to the right and also returning back. So first option is do nothing. The second option is go to the right and come back. The third option is draw by, go to right and like come back, right? Also like by come back, we don't mean we're actually coming back to this index. We just mean that While calculating the number of days, we're encountering that, okay, I also need to come back to this index. Also, we need to make sure that this j minus 2 never becomes negative. So we're taking it with, like taking a max of this with a 0. Now this is exactly same, but in the left direction. So wherever we had I plus 1, here there would be an I minus 1, and rest everything is exactly the same. So this is how we can calculate our 2D arrays. Now we just need to compute the overall answers. The first option is return from left and then straight go to the right. So we are computing what is going to be the cost if we go to left and return to this index, and we go to right straight. And similarly, what is the first cost if we go to right and return and then go to left straight. And the answer would be max of this answer, comma, the sum of left, like this left return plus right return. And similarly for option two. And our overall answer would be max across all these possible x indices. And that's pretty much the whole answer. And that's also pretty much the whole solution. I hope you liked it. Thank you for watching.